So today's episode is very near and dear to my heart because it was inspired by a comment that I got on one of the videos that we uploaded on the channel 2 weeks ago. From the title of the video, you can already tell what this episode is going to be about. But before I start, I just want to quickly read out the comments that was sent. And it was from one of the WSC community members, and she said, "Miss Winnie, please, what can one do after a hard heartbreak and betrayal? How can one regain her self-identity back? It's really stressing me out." Immediately I saw this comment, it made me reflect on the past and all of the times that I've had to deal with heartbreak from the opposite sex, and how shattered I was and how it took me a lot to actually get through that experience and regain myself back. Unfortunately, most people never do regain themselves back, but thankfully, I'm one who has bounced back after several heartbreaks. So I'm actually one person who is highly qualified to talk on the topic. When I read the comments, it made me very emotional, and I promised her that I was going to film an entire episode addressing it and telling her exactly the things that she needs to do to get over the heartbreak very quickly. So today's episode is pretty much going to be about how to literally bounce back from the heartbreak, get over that person who has broken your heart, and then move on with your life very quickly. Let's get right into it, shall we? But before we go into the episode proper, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, now will be a very good time for you to hit the subscribe button and the bell just right beside it so you can get instantly notified whenever we upload new videos on the channel, especially if leveling up and living the very best version of your life is of importance to you. On this channel, we share very valuable videos that help you build and develop your mind and your body and your person and your overall self. So if developing is important to you, then this is the place to be. Join the community. Click the subscribe button right now. Okay? And then of course we have the Excellence Elite Membership Club. This is a club that I consider Winnie's inner circle. This is where we go deeper and we keep each other accountable. There's a lot of benefits for being in the Excellence Elite Club. It's going to pop out on the screen so you can see it, or you can just click the link in the description box down below to get more information on how you can be a part of the Excellence Elite Membership Club, and then of course sign up for it, right? Pretty much for anyone who is ready to do the intentional work to get their lives to the level or to the point where they know it's supposed to be. Now let's get right back into the video. Okay, so back to this matter on breakups. Like, I always consider breakups as things that are very, very painful, especially when you gave your heart or you committed your every single thing to a person. Sometimes you think you will never recover, especially if you have spent so much time in the relationship, pouring in your energy, your time, your efforts, your attention, and maybe even your resources. And then things now suddenly go south and you're finding it really hard to make back a connect between the both of you. And then when you guys now eventually break up, you now think that your whole life is over. I'm here to tell you that your whole life is not over. And then you can heal and make a comeback from this breakup. But it starts with you having the right mindset about things. Don't get me wrong. I know it hurts. Trust me, I've been there. I have been in a very difficult, traumatic breakup that almost led me to want to kill myself because I couldn't live with the pain. But guess what? I lived with it. I came out of it. I came out to the other side, and I realized so many things from that experience because it taught me so much. But before I could learn the lesson, I had to acknowledge and accept that it happened, and then changed my mindset towards how I would look at things. And that's what this video is pretty much going to help you do. I hope the lady who sent that comment is watching and paying very close attention, because I'm literally about to show you how to get your life back. Healing is not going to be instant. Don't expect to heal tomorrow. Don't expect to heal from that thing in 2 days, especially if you committed many months or many years. In fact, the longer the time you commit to a relationship and then eventually break up from it, the longer the time it may take you to what? Break free from the heartbreak that you have just experienced. To be quite honest, because what actually causes heartbreak is the memories that has piled up over the months or even weeks or months and years from being with this person, the ideologies you've created in your mind about the partnership with this person, the things you've seen. And this is also something I've learned. Not necessarily that the person was actually even the right person for you, but you made up things in your head about this person, and you are the one actually with the power. You are the one that makes the other person. You are the one that creates an image of this other person that may not necessarily be. And then because of that, you hold that image in your head instead of actually looking at and focusing on what the actual problem that may have led to the breakup. Because most breakups, to be quite honest, are redirections. I don't like seeing them as breakup and that's the end of the world. Sometimes a breakup can be a redirection, because until we come to the understanding that two people being together requires a whole lot of work on a whole totally different level. It requires wholeness from the two individuals. So if you, for example, are the person watching me today, are the whole person in the relationship who has done the work to build up themselves, to build up their emotional intelligence, to build up their character and their attitude, and then you join yourself to a person who is still on their building up journey, who is still on their healing journey, who may not be whole, you can see how impossible it would be for you both to complement each other. Like, it would take a lot from the person who is already whole to be able to accommodate the one who is not whole. And that person has to come to the realization that, okay, this person is not whole and I need to just endure and tolerate. And sometimes most people cannot endure, most people cannot tolerate. And that's why relationships are a little bit hard, because two human beings who want to come together to make things work are at different places in their lives, knowledge-wise, with regards to their experiences, their childhood, their traumas. They're just in different places. And it's almost difficult or almost impossible to find somebody who is on the same level or in the same place with you. So you first of all have to realize that doing relationship with anybody, even when it's relationship with the same sex, like when you are trying to build a friendship with a girl, if you are a female, or when you're trying to build a friendship with a guy, as long as you're trying to relate with another human being, you need to understand that things can get very complex, very complicated really quickly, because no two human beings are on the same level on their journeys. No two human beings know the same thing. You may know one thing that helps you stay grounded in yourself. The person you are in a relationship with may not know that thing, and it requires a certain level of high tolerance or just being patient with this person for them to grow and come up to that level. And that is what I realized. I remember the last breakup that really almost shattered my heart. I didn't know so much. I was still on my healing journey. In fact, at that time, I hadn't even come to the concept of childhood traumas. I didn't even know how my childhood experiences were actually hampering with my actions and my attitude in my adult years. But the person I was dating knew better. I'm not going to say I was 100% at fault. He also had a share of the fault, but he knew better than me with regards to this whole life thing and leveling up thing and knowing better and doing better. But he wasn't able to be patient enough with me or communicate it to me in a way that made me understand that, oh girl, you are on a totally different level, and I think the first thing you need to do is heal yourself. So unfortunately, I was a good person doing all I could to keep the relationship and make the relationship work, but my good was not good enough, especially for him. And then at some point he was like, nah, girl, I can't take this anymore. And he asked for a breakup. And I'm like, okay, it wasn't easy. It shattered me, but that actually taught me a very severe lesson. And that is actually one of the things that's inspired or sparked up my journey towards healing my inner child. So the very first thing I want you to take out from this episode is the fact that relationships generally are complex and complicated. Even with two whole individuals, two whole people who understand emotional intelligence, maturity, and all of those things, who know communication to a big extent, it still gets very complicated. Not to talk about two people who don't even know anything about emotional intelligence or maturity or the dynamics of being in a healthy relationship. So first things first, understand that whatever it is you're going through is not about you. It's just about the dynamics of being in a relationship. Things get very complicated, and sometimes things are not within your control. There's certain things that you cannot control, especially the actions of another person. So first of all, remove your value and your worth. Remove it from that relationship. Don't tie your value and your sense of self-worth to that relationship. Detach your sense of self-worth from that relationship, and then see that relationship as just an experience that has happened in your life that didn't go well. And then your mindset should be, what do I need to learn from this experience that will take me to the next level of my life. So pause this video and maybe now recalibrate your mindset so that the next things I'm going to be telling you to do are things that you can actually take in and fully comprehend and then put into action as you progress on your life's journey. Okay, so I've put down a list of things that you can do to get over the breakup very quickly. Again, like I said, it may not happen as quickly as you want it. But the very first thing I've put down on my list on how you can get over it will be for you to acknowledge the pain. Don't run away from the pain. That's a mistake I know I made. I tried my best to run away from the pain and avoid it by distracting myself, doing other things. And sometimes people even go as far as trying to do what they call have a rebound game and get somebody to get over that person. Trust me, it doesn't work. You only end up hurting yourself. So the first thing that you must do is just acknowledge the pain. Don't deny it. Don't try to suppress it. It's okay to feel disappointed about something that you invested your time, your resources, and your energy into, but didn't work out eventually. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel disappointed. It's okay to throw a pity party about it. Don't try to suppress it, because when you suppress the pain, you actually inflict more pain on yourself. So allow your body feel the pain. Allow your body feel the disappointment. Suppressing your emotions and suppressing how you feel will only delay your healing. Now, if you are the one who initiated the breakup, right, it's still okay to feel the pain, because you probably initiated the breakup because you now realize that this thing wasn't going to work out like you have planned, and then it's causing you more chaos than harm, than good in your life. So initiating the breakup can still also make you feel pain, because that doesn't now say or negates the fact that you didn't also have memorable experiences in the relationship. If it's someone else who initiated it, accept the pain. And like I said before, don't tie your identity to it. Don't now say because they rejected you, then you are not good enough or you're not worthy. Because they broke up with you, then automatically there's nothing good about your life. Maybe this person used to say you're very beautiful, you're very put together and all of that, and they break up with you, then you now start asking yourself, maybe I'm not beautiful anymore. Don't do that. Don't do that. Understand, like I've said before, that you're dealing with a mere mortal like yourself who has the same life and breath that you have, and who is on the earth still trying to figure their lives out. They are not the standard. Regardless of whatever happened, whether they were the ones at fault or you were the one at fault, they are not the standard for perfection. They are not the standard for good. They are not the standard for rights. They are just another human being who you tried to do life with, but things did not work out as planned. That's how you must see it going forward. Don't tie your identity, don't tie your worth, don't tie your value to that relationship that has gone south. It's just another person that didn't work out. So feel the pain. Feel the sadness, feel the disappointment from the memorable experiences or the memories that you created that have all of a sudden come to an end. It's okay for you to feel the pain. Feel the pain, enjoy the pain, throw yourself a pity party if possible. Okay? The second point that I've put down here on my list on how you can quickly get over a breakup would be for you to acknowledge the role that you may have played. Now, while it is very easy for you to turn focus to the other person and try to make the other person look like the villain in the story, the most important thing for you to do now is what? Look at your own self. Face the mirror at yourself. Forget about that person. Forget about what they did, what role they played, and ask yourself, what role did you play in contributing to the demise of the relationship? What role may you have played? Pointing the finger right back at yourself is not about you blaming yourself. It's not about you trying to judge yourself or condemn yourself. No, it's about you actually trying to gain clarity on what may have gone wrong or what may have happened, so that you don't repeat the same cycle and repeat the same thing again in another relationship. So forget about the guy, forget about the girl. They have done what they've done and they've moved out. So it's about you now. Remember, this whole life that you have is your life and your life to live alone. There's no two people to do life with. And that's why I always preach the message of self-love. You need to find a way to go and learn everything you need to learn about self-love, so you can love yourself so deeply and passionately that even when somebody walks out of your life, they have walked out. It's fine. I'm not going to wallow in pain or suffer because someone chose to walk out. Now that you are where you are, you need to take the mirror and point it at yourself and ask, what did I contribute to this relationship? Or how did I contribute to the demise of this relationship, so that you can gain more clarity? And then, of course, the whole point is so that you won't carry the baggage, the emotional baggage to the next relationship that you enter. Some questions you can ask yourself that can help you reflect on what you may have done are, did I ignore red flags or stay too long out of fear of being alone? Sometimes a lot of people stay in a relationship trying to endure and endure and endure, and before they know it, they've worn themselves out, they've worn the other person out, and one person will crack, one person will break because the dynamic or the duo is not working. They don't complement each other. Why are you staying in a relationship that gives you so much heartache, so much stress? Every day is one fight after the other, is one nagging after the other. Why? There's no point living life stressed over somebody. It's not working. Walk away. Walk away. Second question you can ask yourself is, was I overly dependent, emotionally unavailable, or inconsistent with my actions? Sometimes, again, like I have said, it's not the other person. Sometimes it's you. You need to point the finger right back at yourself. Third thing is, did I communicate my needs clearly, or did I expect him or her to read my mind? This is another thing a lot of people do. We don't know how to communicate. That's why these soft skills that I always hammer and say, go and learn how to have decision-making skills. Go and learn how to communicate effectively. Go and learn how to be an emotionally intelligent person. These things not just help you in your everyday life, they also help you in your relationships as well. The next question is, was I showing up as the best version of myself in the relationship, or was I giving this other person a half-baked version? Did I allow poor behavior to continue by not enforcing my boundaries? Maybe somebody else is inflicting negative behavior on you and you allowed it, or you are even the one who may be the one with the poor or the bad behavior and you are inflicting it on the other person, and the person is saying, girl, I've had enough. Boy, Otusumi, please, I beg, carry yourself and be going. It's possible. Somebody can actually get tired of your nonsense and decide that they can't cope with it anymore. So refuse to point the finger at the other person and point it at you at this point. Remember, it's about your healing. It's about your growth. It's about you coming out to the other side. Don't point at them. Don't even think about them. Think about you right now, and figure out how you may have contributed to the demise of the relationship. Okay? The next point that I've put down here, I think I've touched on it while I was giving the introduction of this video, would be for you to extend grace to yourself and to the other person as well. Forgiveness is freedom. If they are the ones who caused the breakup, or if you are the one who, regardless of who caused it, forgive them, forgive you. Extend grace quickly. And remember what I said at the beginning. Relationship dynamics are complicated. It's just another relationship that didn't work out because your energies weren't matching. Your values may not have been matching. Your morals may not have been matching. There was no alignment. That's why things went south. So don't take it as, oh, I'm not valuable or no, I'm not worthy. That's why this person left me. It's not true. You were just on another level on your life's journey and they were on another level. And it was very hard for you people to find a frequency to cohabit in, and that's why things weren't really working out. Imagine trying to enforce or force a relationship where somebody doesn't agree with some of your shared values that are very important to you, some of your fundamental values that you can't do without in your life. Why are you forcing somebody to accept those values when they don't even understand the importance of the value? Maybe you leave them and go and find the person who understands your values, right? So extend yourself some grace. Forgive yourself very quickly. Don't hold any bitterness against yourself. And even if, you may have caused the relationship to die, or you did something very unforgiving, forgive yourself. Because I know that you watching me would do better if you knew better. So forgive yourself quickly, learn from the experience, and know what not to do the next time you go into a relationship with somebody else. This is a learning curve for you. This is not a condemnation game for you. This is not a judgment game for you. This is where you just give yourself all the grace that you need to give yourself. And if they are the ones who caused the demise, if you think they are the ones, also extend grace to them and say, if they knew better, they would do better. They probably did know better. And that's why this has happened. Their loss. Okay? So forgive yourself really quickly and forgive them as well so that you can accelerate your healing journey. Okay? This next one, I beg you people in God's precious, perfect, heavenly name, don't do this. If you ever find yourself feeling like doing this, and it's simply, don't go back begging them to love you or accept you back. A lot of people do this. I remember one of the relationships I was in. I did it. That was when I didn't know myself. I didn't understand my worth. I didn't understand my value. Don't go back begging somebody to accept or love you back when they've clearly rejected you. They saw the baggage. They saw it all. They saw it all, and they said they made the decision they can't live with it, and they moved away. Don't go back saying, I'm going to change. I'm going to do better. No, no, no. That screams low self-esteem, low worth. That screams, I don't love myself enough. That's why I'm seeking validation. I'm seeking your own love so I can feel complete. Learn to love yourselves. Learn to love yourself to know that when somebody rejects you, it's not necessarily about you. It's just them not being able to deal with you. And that's okay. Let them walk away. We shot a two-episode series on the channel about self-love, explaining the concept of self-love, and the other one, practical tips on how you can practice self-love on a daily basis. I highly recommend that you go look for those videos somewhere on the channel. I'll put it in the description box if I find the links. Go watch those videos and learn how to love yourself genuinely so that when somebody says they are not interested in you anymore, it will not hurt you in any way. If they rejected you, going back to beg for love is often rooted in fear, low self-worth, or the illusion that your value depends on someone else's acceptance. How can your whole value, a whole you with a nose, mouth, ears, eyes, head, functional brain, beautiful body, how can you be saying that my whole worth and value is rooted in somebody else liking me? You need to get to a point where if they don't like you, in fact, that's when you are even like, okay, I stand gidigba with my unshakable confidence. You don't like me, that's your cup of tea. I like me, and that's all that matters. I love me, and that's all that matters. That should be your mindset. So don't go about begging anybody for love. Remember this, you are not an option to be reconsidered. You are not a backup plan for someone unsure. You are not someone's maybe. You are supposed to be somebody's answered prayer, somebody's treasure, somebody's gift, not somebody's reject. Nobody should reject you. Your master, Jesus Christ, your Lord and Savior, if you believe in him, God himself, who made you in his image and in his likeness, doesn't reject you even all the times that you do the most heinous or grievous act against him. He still accepts you. He still loves you. So why would you be giving yourself to a mere mortal who is even still trying to figure their own lives out? Let them go, please. I beg. Shift. That should be your attitude. Don't go back. If you want to go back, come and watch this particular part again, okay? You don't need their love to be worthy. You don't need their yes to move forward, and you don't need their validation to heal. All you need to do is what? Work on yourself. What are the issues? What are the things I know I have identified in myself I need to heal from? So please, I beg you in God's precious heavenly name, don't go back begging. That's not a very good look, okay? The next point that I've put down here on how you can heal very quickly will be for you to cut all ties. Making a clean break is very important on your healing journey. You need to remove yourself both mentally and physically from anything that reminds you of them. It's an intentional thing that you have to do. I put here that you can't heal in the same space that broke you. Distance isn't cruelty. It's just wisdom. It's just the right thing for you to do at this time. Start by cutting ties mentally. Like I said before, more often than not, it's the narrative you created in your mind while you are in the relationship that makes the relationship feel very special. Not because the relationship is actually truly special, but you've created and concocted this narrative, especially for women. We're able to see visions. We see ourselves, oh, married to this man. Maybe the man is just an ideal man physically, but inside he has nothing. He doesn't know nothing. But now you've created this whole vision of him and you're like, oh my God, this is the perfect picture you've painted in your head. But that's just the picture you painted. That's not the reality of things. So you need to cut ties mentally. Block them from social media, mute them if possible, delete pictures out of your gallery about them that reminds you of you. Remove anything that's physical, maybe a gift they got you that you still have an emotional attachment to. Maybe it's a clothing piece of theirs. Whatever it is, you need to cut ties at this point. Avoid checking their social media status. Avoid checking their updates. If possible, block them from your phone contacts. Block them. Think about it like you're detoxing your soul. Detox your soul. It's gonna be hard, I tell you, but that's the quickest way to heal and get over somebody, okay? This next one, I think I mentioned it in the introduction. It's simply for you to just reframe the story. What you tell about yourself about the breakup is what is going to shape your healing journey. So instead of saying, I'm not good enough, or I wasn't good enough, or I wasn't worthy enough, say, we were not aligned. We don't complement each other. We're not meant for each other. Our energies don't match. Our values don't match. Or maybe I'm not at the place of knowledge where I need to be to actually have a healthy relationship. I probably need to go and do more work on myself. Just tell yourself the truth by reframing the story in a way that puts you in a power position. Even if it means that the problem came from you, you just say, I am not at that level yet where I believe that I can sustainably manage a healthy relationship. There's certain things I still need to learn about myself. There's certain things I still need to know about myself. So reframe the story. Instead of saying he wasted my time or she wasted my time, say, I gained clarity on what I deserve. I gained clarity on what I should do or what I shouldn't do going forward. Reframe the story, and every time you reframe the story, always put yourself in the power position. Remember, it's all about you. At the end of the day, after all is said and done, you are on your own. Even the person who has the most beautiful, healthy, joyous relationship that is healthy and sound, at the end of the day, everybody is on their own, and you need to always remember this. So always put yourself in the power position whenever you are reframing the story. Don't see yourself as a victim. Don't see yourself as a victim. You are worthy, you are valuable. And the reason again that this didn't work is because it just didn't work because you did not complement each other. And that's it. Okay? Next point here will be for you to reconnect with your identity and take your power back. Sometimes when we're in relationships with other people, it's easy for us to lose ourselves. We start to find ourselves in these people. We start to look for ourselves in these people. And we start to make it look like our worth is based on how these people perceive us or how the person I'm in a relationship perceives me. No, my darling. You have a whole life. You have a whole identity. You have a whole purpose to fulfill. You have gifts. You have skills. You have values. You have things that makes you who you are. You need to find your way back and reconnect yourself with your true identity. If you don't know that you have things of worth or things of value, think about the one who made you, the resources he deposited inside of you, the mind he has given you, the body he has given you. What you need to do now is what? Reconnect back to yourself and start developing those things that actually help you shine and thrive on your own lane. If you've accomplished things in the past, think about your accomplishments, how you did those things on your own, how you went through the pain, how you healed from your traumas by yourself with nobody being there. All the times where you had to show up for yourself strong. Remind yourself of your power and then reconnect with your self-identity. I put down here that you need to remind yourself who you are and stay fixated on that version of you. You are a child of God. If you believe in God, you are a child of God sent to the earth to live a life of purpose. Your life has already been given a meaning. You don't need another person to give your life a meaning. The one who created you has given your life a meaning. You are not what happened to you. You are who God says you are. You are still chosen. You are still worthy. You are still loved. You are still valuable, regardless of what another person thinks about you. So reconnect yourself back to your identity and stay grounded in that reconnection, okay? And this also applies to whenever you go into another relationship. Don't go and lose yourself again. Stand giddy by who you are and see them as just icing on the cake. You are the main cake. The main 3-tier cake, 3-layer cake. In fact, you can say your own is 6-10 layers. They are just maybe in fact not the icing, because you are the icing. They are the cherry on top. That's all. That's the role you give them. Don't make somebody more valuable than they are. You are the whole cake with the icing. They are just the cherry on top of the cake. This next one is refuse to recycle the relationship. Sometimes they come back, especially the men. These men, they see the good in you. They know, even with all of the things that may be what they consider flaws, they still see the good in you. And then they come back. Don't recycle that relationship, especially if the man is not worth it, especially if the woman is not worth it. Don't mistake loneliness with love. Don't do that. You may be missing their absence, but that doesn't mean you should reconnect with them again, especially if that relationship was not doing you any good. So don't recycle that relationship. Don't compromise your worth and your values again just to get back in good terms or in a good place with somebody. No, don't do that. Again, especially if that relationship wasn't serving you in any way. If the relationship is always filled with quarrel, fights, every day you are drained, you are exhausted, you feel demotivated, you feel sad, you feel depressed by being in a relationship with somebody. Why are you still there? Why do you want them back? Why? The only time it should pain you is if you've lost a good person, and you always know if you've lost a good person. But if that good person rejects you, don't go back to them. Go and work on yourself so that you too can become a good person. So that next time you're in a relationship with a good person, there will be a match. It won't be a mismatch. You can't be stressing a good person out with your bad character. So you need to fix your character as well. Okay, just before we continue with the video, just a quick reminder that we have a couple of resources in the Winning School of Excellence library that can actually help you on your level up journey. We have a course on help that can help you speak and communicate effectively and eloquently and elegantly. We also have Mindset Reset digital resource that can help you break free from limiting beliefs that may be holding you back. In that digital resource, we have an ebook that delves into the concept of limiting beliefs, how they hamper with a person's life, how to identify them, and of course, how to break free from them so that they stop hampering your progress and your growth. And then in that digital resource as well, we also have a workbook that can help you just take practical steps to break free from limiting beliefs. I always say that most times it's not a person's physical circumstances or spiritual circumstances holding them back. Sometimes it's their mind, and you need to confront those limiting beliefs so that you can move forward from them. So just click the link or links in the description box down below to get more information about these things that I have just mentioned, and then of course how you can access them as well. All right, let's get right back into the video, shall we? The next point I put down here on how you can heal very quickly would be for you to surround yourself with the right people. Healing in isolation is going to be hard if you don't have a really good supportive system. Who are your real friends? Who are your real buddies? These are your people. Find them and surround yourself with them. And find people who you can actually confide in about things like this and have conversations with them. They help lighten up the load. They may not remove the burden completely, but they will lighten up the load and make you feel better. They'll show up for you. They'll be there for you. They will love you. And that's also why I also say, don't hem all of the need for connection on one person, maybe your partner who you are in an intimate relationship with. No. Have a lot of people who you connect with on different levels so that when one connection looks empty or feels void because somebody has gone out of your life, you can always go to all of your other connections and find a way to get that connection that you're looking for, so that you're not just totally drained. So maybe, for example, you have just one guy in your life who is your all in all. He's your boyfriend, he's your best friend, he's your friend, he's your gist partner, he's your everything. Once you break up with that guy, your life feels empty, and that's actually when it's going to be so hard for you to get over. So in your life, make it an effort, make it a thing to actually build real connections with as many people as possible. Find friendships, be friends with people, go out and join social circles, be active in church groups or church meetings. Have a friend that you can call your own. Maybe find connection in your sister, in your mother. Build a connection with other people in your life, so you're not heavily dependent on that connection with that one person who eventually ends up leaving you. Okay? See, this next one is also pretty simple. Pursue wholeness and not just distractions. Like I said, people try to run away from the pain that they feel, and they try to distract themselves, maybe by going after another person, having a rebound game, or maybe traveling and trying to forget things. Those things may be good, but pursue real wholeness. Reconnect back to your maker. Have spiritual healing. Go deeper than just the surface and heal yourself spiritually. Heal yourself emotionally. Heal yourself mentally. Heal yourself. Go through the process. Don't try to run away from the process. Don't try to jump the process or jump the hurdles that you need to go through to heal. If you do that, let me tell you what you're doing. If you try to jump the process of healing and you maybe heal somehow, you patch yourself and you heal, the wound will show itself up in your next relationship, and you continue repeating the cycle. Maybe that one would end up stressed, like you will stress that one even the most. You will break up again. You will keep recycling and recycling. But the point I'm just trying to make is ensure that you heal properly, and not just distracting yourself with work or whatever. There are different ways people tend to cope during breakups. Heal holistically. Heal wholly. That's the best way to heal. Okay? The next point that I put down here is learn the lesson. Don't repeat the cycle. And some questions that I put here for you to reflect on this point would be, what red flags did I ignore? Answer that question. What do I want differently next time? Be intentional about what you want. Be intentional. State it. If possible, even write it down. Have a vision of what your relationship should look like, so that when you meet that person, you are judging that person based on what you've written down that you actually desire. And then you too are doing the work on yourself based on what you've actually written down that you desire. What boundaries will I now put in place to actually protect me so that I don't go through the same pain and same hurt again? Let the pain teach you wisdom and not bitterness. I put here, let the pain teach you what to do better next time, instead of trying to maybe revenge or be malicious with the person. So reflect on these things so that you don't end up repeating the same cycle in another relationship. Okay? These next 2 points are just more like reminders and things you always need to put at the front of your mind at all times, so that you are not constantly making making mistakes, especially with dating. The first one is you need to always remember that you're already whole. You don't need a relationship to complete you. One of the biggest lies that people tell people, especially women, is you are incomplete without a relationship. You are not incomplete without a relationship. There's no law anywhere that says that your life on earth is perfect or perfected when you join yourself to another person. So this is the mindset I want you to have going forward, that you are a complete person who is on a journey of life to fulfill purpose and do what they've been called on earth to do. Joining yourself to another person, like I said, is just a cherry on the cake. It's good for companionship, but ask yourself, on your purpose, is it important? Is it necessary? And if you say it's necessary, then when you want to join yourself to a person, you are not joining yourself to a person from a place of incompleteness. You remember that I am complete. Even though I am still developing some parts of me that need refinement, I am complete. I'm a complete whole individual on a life's journey by myself. I choose to join myself to another person, and I can choose not to join myself to another person. It's a decision that you have to make, okay? I put here that you are not half waiting for another half. You are whole, you are called, and you are complete. You don't need a man or a woman to complete your life. You need purpose to guide it and peace to protect it. So it's important that when you're choosing a partner, you are choosing from wholeness, not emptiness. When you believe you are not whole without a man, you tolerate mistreatment, you tolerate disrespect, you chase instead of choosing or attracting. But when you stand in the truth of your wholeness, I put here that you become selective, not desperate. You seek alignment, not attachments. You protect your peace, your path, and your purpose. Choose purpose before partnership. And when you are choosing partnership, you're choosing from a place that aligns with your purpose. So if your purpose on the earth is to be something, don't join yourself with a man who doesn't see the value of that thing you want to be, or who doesn't try his best to ensure that he complements you one way or another, or is supportive of that purpose. Don't choose from misalignments. Ensure that you're choosing purpose before you choose partnership. And I put here that before you choose somebody next time, please listen, open your ears, even though I know I filmed a video like about this some time ago. But before you choose somebody next time, ask yourself these questions. Do they align with my values and my purpose? Please be loyal to your purpose. Be loyal to your value. Don't choose a miscreant when God has given you a treasure purpose. Don't choose somebody that would devalue that purpose and tear it down and tear it apart. And you spend all your whole life trying to look for one person. Must you be with somebody? It's not a requirement. No, it's not a requirement. So always choose your purpose before anybody else. And if you're finding somebody, that person must align with your purpose. So ask, do they align with my values and my purpose? Can they run with me, or would they slow me down on my journey? Do they bring me peace or confusion? Are they emotionally mature enough to handle the version of me that I'm becoming? It's always about you first before them. Not everyone is for you. And just because someone is available doesn't mean they are compatible. Hear that again. Just because someone is available to you doesn't mean they're compatible with you. That should always sink in as you progress on your journey. Okay? And the final point that I've put down here is stop doing trial and error with your dating game. Know yourself first. One of the major reasons people end up dating, going into a relationship and breaking up, or sometimes even getting married and getting divorced, is because they don't know themselves, and they enter and they now start discovering parts of themselves that are very misaligned with their partners. And what now happens? Breakup and what? Divorce. That's why the rate of breakups and divorce are very, very high. Solution to that: know yourself, know who you are, know yourself through and through. There's no rush. If you don't know who you are, you will keep choosing people who don't know what to do with you. You will keep choosing people who aren't aligned with you. So knowing who you are gives you the power to choose people that are aligned with who you are. There's no need forcing yourself on someone who is not valuable to you, or who is not aligned with you and who you truly are. I put here that dating shouldn't be a guessing game. It should be a discernment process, and that actually starts with you. Now, I'll leave you with these final words. A high-value person understands that they are not lonely, they are only becoming. They are not desperate, they are only discerning. They are not waiting, they are building. So when people say, why are you waiting so long? I'm not waiting. I'm not just waiting. I'm actually building a life. I don't beg for love. I attract it effortlessly when the time and alignment is right. So you always need to have this at the front of your mind at all times. Now, these are just a few points that I've written down here. There's so many other ways that you can actually heal. And one of the last things I would say before I wrap up this conversation would be for you to always turn into and look inwards. Yourself always tells you things that actually can help you heal rapidly and move forward from heartbreaks or things that don't really bring you so much peace and so much joy. So always look inside. Remember that just because somebody rejected you doesn't mean that your value and your worth is tied to that person. They only just rejected you to redirect you. If there are any points that I missed out that can actually help somebody heal quickly from their breakup, let's continue the conversation in the comment section down below and leave your points there so that we can all continue to learn and grow together. And to the lady who wrote the comments in the video that inspired this episode, I hope that you have actually learned a thing or two and you're strengthened by the words that I shared in this episode. If you're watching, please do reach out to us at winnieschoolofexcellence@gmail.com. I really love to hear from you because it's important to me that you heal very quickly and move forward with your life very, very rapidly. That's all I have for you pretty much on this episode. I'll see you all next time with another one. Until then, remember to stay very excellent. Take care.